Hi, my name is Steve. Are you like me? Do you have those thoughts that just wonder about things? I mean, I'm the type that when I look at things, I dissect them with my mind. I'm always trying to figure out how something works, why it works that way, how it could work a different way, whatever it may be. And it seems like the question my mind always comes back to a lot that I can't answer, that I just think about pretty regularly, is what's this life for, right? But the more I think about it, I kind of look at it in a different perspective, and that's the journey I want to take you on here to see if you think of the same thing I do, or if this is anything that can help you through those thoughts, if you're that type of person like me that has those thoughts. I look at it a little bit different though, and how that is based off what people say when you ask them something. When you say, "Hey, how you doing?" What's the one thing we hear a lot from people? Living the dream, right? Just living the dream. Boy, I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream. No matter what tone they use it in, it seems to be the most common thing that people say. And that tone, quite frankly, can be a lot different. The tone can be good things. It can be bad things. It can be they're enjoying life, they're not enjoying life. Recently, one of the biggest things people like to do is work for themselves, be their own boss, right? I was at a convention. There was a guy running a concession trailer. I asked him the question, "Hey, how you doing?" "Living the dream." And he didn't sound happy, but in my mind I thought, isn't this what everyone wants to do? Everyone wants to do is be their own boss. So it just makes me think even more. And that's why I think, instead of what's this life for, I think if we look at it a little bit differently, it's helped me anyway to look at it like, what's this dream for? Do you have thoughts in your mind that now I'm talking good thoughts. I'm not talking about, the bad, the evil, the depressing thoughts. If you are having those, I don't want to brush those aside in this either. I will try to get a number put up here that you can call to get yourself some help. I'll try to put that in the description where you can get yourself some help, because to me the most important thing is getting in the right state of mind and then looking at it this way, as far as what's this dream for. Because when I say what's this life for, what's this dream for, I'm not talking in a negative way. I'm talking in a way that maybe we can figure this out and get those dreams that we look for. Whether it be a daydream, whether it be a dream at night. Because if you think about it, again, without being negative, why do we get up in the morning? Why do we get out and do things every day? Well, that's what kind of leads to the what's this life for? What's this dream for? What are some of the reasons we get up? We get up because we have to. We have to go to work. We have to pay the bills, right? We get up because we got scared in a dream, right? We wake up, might have the boogeyman after us, or whatever it may be, that dream of falling. Any reason from worry of a dream, but those two reasons we kind of have to wake up at that point. Have you had the dream where you're dreaming and things are just going great? You've had that, you've got that job that you always wanted. You found that man, that woman of your dreams, whatever it may be. You won the lottery. You got that car, that motorcycle you wanted, and man, life is just wonderful. And all of a sudden, your eyes pop open. Have you had that? And you kind of look around and you're almost upset. I've been there. Have you? And you're like, man, I thought I had that thing was good. What do? We try to push ourselves back to sleep, right? We push and sometimes we go to sleep just to see a little more glimpse of that and then hope we dream about it the next day again. And my question is, out of those three scenarios, the one that we want the most, we try to go back to sleep for. So my question is, in the whole picture of what's this dream for, why is it the dream that we want the most, we try to push ourselves to sleep through? I'm going to say that again for you people in the back. Why is it the dream that we want the most, we try to push ourselves back to sleep for. You're having that dream for a reason. Whether it be a daydream or a night dream or just an inner feeling that I want to do this. I need to do this. I think there's something big in this. Later we'll talk about, and I'm sure maybe some people will comment about what they think the life is for and so on. But we'll talk about some of that in future videos. But what I want to look at now is in that inner feeling, that dream, have you ever acted on any of those inner feelings or pushes that you get from the inside? Have you ever done that? If you haven't, I encourage you. And again, I am only talking about those positive, the ones that you know good things are going to come from. I'm not talking about any negative dreams. You guys having those perverted dreams. You guys stay asleep. Anyway, the good dreams I'm talking about, those good feelings, have you ever acted on those? Because I find whenever I do, good things come from it. I'm going to talk about a couple things here, and by no means are these any of a, hey, pat on the back, Steve, good job, but, those inner feelings I'm talking about, I have those a lot, and so many times, I just let those dreams die. At least, for the most part. My brain doesn't let them. My brain keeps thinking about them and thinking about them and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. So I end up shutting that part out because many reasons. I think I'm not ready. I think I can't do it. I think there's too many things that need to be done to get to that point. And I don't have the time. I have excuses. I work a lot. I do this a lot. I do that a lot. Whatever it may be, I come up with a ton of excuses. But when I make time for those and they happen, good things happen. For example, I had this feeling, I saw this thing on Facebook a few years back, this ad for a company that had a little motto for their company. They had a nationwide contest. Hey, if you can come up with a picture or a 15-second video that fits our motto the best using our product, you can win this. It was a big prize that they were giving away. And the crazy thing is, once I read it, in my mind, I thought, I've got the winning idea. I know I've got the winning idea. My wife and my kids got sick of hearing me say over and over, I've got the winning idea. I know this is going to win. There's nothing else that can beat it. I mean, right? You just keep talking about it, and don't act on it. I heard that in July. The deadline was in November. I kept talking about it. So finally I told myself, I'm going to do that. And life happened. Things just couldn't happen. I got down to a week before the deadline in November. And I told myself, I am so confident that is the winning idea. I have to do something, even if it's not going to look professional. So what I did is I got out my cell phone, I set everything up, and I shot the concept. Even though it didn't look professional, I shot the concept and turned it in 3 days before the deadline. Guess who won? Guess who won? So then they had to hear about it a whole bunch of more times. Now, I will admit, I think I screamed like a little girl when they announced that I won. But I just knew it. I had that feeling. Have you had that? And then didn't act on it? And maybe it's not even a feeling of accomplishing something or building something, making something, starting something. Here's another thing that I think that when we ignore those inner voices, those inner feelings, those inner pushes to do something, I think we also hurt others. Or not hurt others, I think we don't give them the opportunity or give them the joy. I think that a lot of our inner pushings aren't just for our own joy. I think they're to help others. Here's an example. My wife and I went out to dinner at a Red Lobster one time. And this was several years back, 5-6 years back, and we sat down across the little aisle from us. There was a little table for two or whatever, a smaller table. And while my wife and I are sitting there talking, the waitress came over and sat down. An older lady across the aisle from us, and the corner of my eye just kept picking up this movement. And so without being, rude and staring all the time, I just kept looking over once in a while, and I was just found myself just watching this lady, this older lady, just gray hair, and I'm going to talk, I know lots of gray, but I mean just total gray hair, looked at least 80 is what I thought at the time, and And I just saw her doing this. She was taking something on the table, move it here, and then she moved the silverware there. She got out of her purse, got out a little coupon, slid it up there, rearranged the tableware again, the little plate, the drink, and then she'd sat just up and straight back, and then look around a little bit, and then move things around. And in my mind, I thought, wow, this is kind of cute. It reminds me of our little daughters doing tea time or something, where they sit at their little toy table and move things around, get it all ready. So anyway, long story short, I started getting this feeling coming over me. And the feeling was that I wanted to pay for this lady's dinner. But I had to check myself for a second, because my father was the boisterous type, the look at me, what I'm doing, and he would do things sometimes to kind of showboat. So I wanted to make sure that's not me, and that wasn't the purpose of that. So after evaluating myself, I still had that strong feeling that I wanted to buy that woman's dinner. And I looked at my wife and I said, man, I don't know why. I haven't done this before. So she was even surprised by it. But I said, honey, I don't know why, but I'm really getting the feeling that we need to buy this lady's dinner across the aisle from us. My wife, the great, kind person that she is, she just instantly said, well, if you're getting that feeling, then we better do it. So I went and found the waitress and just told the waitress, hey, I just want to keep this between us. Don't announce who's doing it, but we just want to buy that lady's dinner across the aisle from us. Enough said. We get done with our dinner. The lady finished up just a little bit before us, and the waitress comes up to her and says, is there anything else I can do for you? And the lady says, no, I'm just ready for my bill. Here's my coupon. And the waitress told her, she said, well, you don't have a bill. She said, some kind couple here just decided to pay your bill for you. And she said, what? Who? And the waitress said, well, they just wanted to stay anonymous, but they just wanted to buy your dinner for you. It was mind-blowing from that point on. The lady just instantly broke into tears. I mean, just uncontrollably sobbing. And without even knowing what's going on, the waitress started crying. My wife started crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't cry. I started to look away, and the lady just said, you know what? Today is my 90th birthday. And I was sitting at home by myself, kind of feeling sorry for myself, and said, I am just going to go treat myself to dinner. I didn't have family. I didn't have friends to go celebrate my birthday with. I told myself, I am going to go treat myself. And look what happened. I was blown away from that. Blown away by that. So what that taught me, and I hope the reason of sharing that isn't, again, the pat on the back. It's to show that, when we have those inner feelings, are we, when we don't listen to them, are we potentially keeping someone from an experience that will better their lives? Or make them enjoy something? Make them start to see, what's this life for? What's this dream for? My dad would always be the type that would say, son, I wish I could win the lottery. I don't know why God doesn't let me win the lottery. I promised him I'd give 10% to charity if he let me win the lottery. And I'd always just joke and say, well, Dad, you got to buy a lottery ticket first. He'd never buy one. And then over the years, I kind of saw that he was serious about that and would get angry that he wasn't allowed to win the lottery. And so I'd tell him, hey, if someone is meant to have something, I believe it will get to him. And if you're not the kind the person that is aware of your surroundings and listening to that inner push, just waiting for that free fall or windfall, I should say, to do something, I don't think that's what this dream is for. So, what is this dream for? I have some ideas. I think it all starts with that inner push on the inside. So I have some ideas for what this dream is for myself. And this push starts with this video. Over the years, I've just been the type that can, and I've heard the phrase recently, optimistically pessimist. And the reason being is when I look at things, I always look at the worst to get ready or prepare or make sure that doesn't happen, and then plan for the best. So while doing that, I think I've been given a great gift as far as how to look at the positive things by making sure, understanding the negative, and making sure that those don't create any issues. So what I'm going to do through this journey is this push that I've got, like I said, starts with this video, and I just have the feeling that someone out there needs to hear this. I hope someone needs to hear this, because if not, I'm just talking to myself again. So if you're the one that needed to hear this or needs to hear this, just comment down below. Say, hey, it's me. I need to find out what this dream's for. I need to be pushed to listen to that inner voice, to do that dream that I have, to find out what's this dream for. Comment if that's you. Also, what I would like, if you had stories like that, where you listened to that inner voice and just blindly did something that inner voice was telling you. Again, kindness is what I'm looking for, not anything on the bad side. If you have anything that you listen to that inner voice and just listen to that push and move forward with that, and something great happened from it, please comment below. I'd love to hear that story. And I bet many others would like to read that story too. So, where from here? What we're going to do from here is, if you have that inner push, that inner dream that you've pushed to the side for many years or days or decades, and it just keeps running in your head, and you have that idea for whatever reason it may be, and you haven't done it, let's get it going. A great thing that I saw on the internet, I will put a link to it down at the bottom, is Steve Harvey talking about that. He does a little motivational talk where he talks about, he says, just jump. Just jump. He's not talking about off the side of a bridge or a building. I'm going to put the link down there, take a look at it. It's a great motivational thing to listen to. So what we'll do from here is look for the next video of goal setting. We'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about life happening and what can go from there. How to handle life happening. How to slowly take those steps to find out what's this dream for. So thanks for watching. If you did like this, share it. If it wasn't you that this video was for, still thank you for watching. But if you know someone that needed to hear that push of listening to that voice, acting on that voice, then send it to them and share it. So, thanks for listening, and keep an eye out for goal setting and videos afterwards. Take care.